The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Your book of life will buy you a mile except in my free mind will keep me from under your spell. And when we die, you'll be another angel in heaven, but me, I'll be a fucking legend in hell. Your book of life will buy you a mile except in my free mind will keep me from under your spell. And when we
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
And here we are. We are now live for another episode of Still Token With. It's going to be a fun show. And the maestros here, Ben and Jeff. How you doing?
How you doing, everybody?
I'm dying over here.
Well, you want to keep it down while you do that?
No, it was a good hit. It was a good hit. Leo always does that to me. He goes live right as I take a huge rip off the bone or the pipe. And
Well,
I'm like,
he always says 5,
well, yeah, but
so it's
5.
your damn fault.
Usually 5 is like 10, right?
Well, maybe where you went to school.
All right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those
Yeah,
nights.
it's gonna be like that.
It's gonna be like that tonight, huh? It's gonna be like that tonight. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I ate my Russell Stoner.
Oh, okay. So I'm
nice.
gonna tell. I'll just say, "Fuck you."
Yeah, fuck you.
All right, I got that out of the way. How you doing, Leo?
doing great. So for I know we got a guest we need to definitely get to, but Russell Stoner.
He'll
so,
wait. He can fucking wait.
So your reaction? That must be a good bar.
Yeah, it is a good bar. Handmade by a friend of mine, and yeah.
Awesome.
I don't eat the whole thing. I'd be fucked up.
Specially seasoned just for Jeff.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Salted chocolate.
So tonight we have a special guest here, Jeffrey Peterson. That's R-E-Y, not E-R-Y, for all of you folks out there. That gets very upsetting when they spell it wrong. 420 comic out of Las Vegas. Cali Chronic Comics as well. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
See, I did.
You won free rolling papers.
It's early. I'll fuck it up later. Actually, I used all those rolling papers already.
So did I.
Those rolling papers, man, people love them. Willie Nelson, in particular, I gave him 2 boxes and he asked for 2 more.
Wow. Fucking greedy bastard.
Yeah.
Tell him you want some CBD infused coffee for your boys out on the East Coast.
Yeah. I got Cheech and Chong to endorse them by accident, and when they realized they were endorsing them, Paris Chong said, "You know, we don't do this for anybody, Jeff, but you're an exception." And I said, "Good," because it's too late.
Too late now.
That's right. But yeah, man, I got to make more. I'm all out of my rolling papers. I made 5,000 of them, and interestingly enough, 5,000 of them got confiscated by the U.S. Customs. They were made in China. Ooh, scary.
Well, no wonder they didn't stick.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's funny.
That's funny.
For a Chinese product, well, because I know for a fact that people love them. I mean, people tell me, including Willie Nelson, that they are some of the best papers they've rolled with, and that's all from Todd Holland Customs. So I got to thank them for that. Todd Holland, our buddy from Grandma's Boy and the Water Boy, the actor.
Yep.
Hey to everybody out there on your Still Token podcast. I noticed we have a mutual friend from our comic book conventions, our buddy Mark Dodson.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a cool guy, man. I've hung out with Mark. I mean, Salacious Crumb, he's a real character. And I'm here in Vegas doing my Jerome Baker bong.
We actually have quite a few friends in common. When you came on the other night when we did the little smoke sesh just to join people to, and you and Rick Naya.
Yeah.
And I mean, Rick's a great guy, and just you guys were like,
Rick
and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
It was so neat, yeah, because I've been fortunate enough to be brought to New England for some cannabis events. Back in 2011, I was part of Canamania. I don't know if you guys remember that in Augusta. That was really groundbreaking. And then I've performed at New Hampshire Hemp Fest twice. So that was great. I've performed in Boston at clubs, but like Thunder Down Under, or what the Thunder Bar. the
Thunder Bar.
And but I still, you guys are 2 guys to talk to. It's still a goal of mine to be part of the Boston Freedom Rally. So, I'm not giving up on that one.
Let's see. Is anybody in the fucking chat right now from that? No, I don't see anybody in the chat yet. Not from Boston Freedom Rally. There's a shitload of people in the chat.
Yeah, we'll reach out to Bill.
Yeah.
If Red Blazer and I can mend our fence. Red Blazer, right? You guys know Red Blazer?
Yep.
Yeah.
We were really good friends, and then we got into a weird argument online, and that was over. But things change. But guys, it's really cool to be here. I want to tell everybody about my latest issue of my comic book series, The Achievers. This is issue number 4. Really excited about it, and it's called the issue's called Sea Hunt, the episode, and
sorry.
And
okay, continue.
That name was given to me. I mean, obviously that's inspired by the TV show Sea Hunt, which my comic book, The Achievers, is inspired by The Big Lebowski. So there's a lot of it's basically a love letter to Jeff Bridges. I think Jeff Bridges is the most awesome actor ever. And for this comic book, I go right to the source. My friend Jeff Dowd is the real dude. He's the guy that Jeff Bridges portrays in The Big Lebowski. So if you guys know who he is, he kind of helped out with this one. So shout out to Jeff.
Nice.
Nice.
Now, if somebody wants to get it, where do they get it?
They can contact me at my Facebook page, Cali Chronic Comics. We had a we used to have a website, but it got hacked, so we're working on that. But contact me directly. But I have comic books in stores, mostly on the West Coast, but you could always order it from Mile High Comics in Denver, Colorado. Mile High Comics is the world's largest comic book store, and so they carry my stuff there, and they do ship them. So, or you can just contact me directly.
It looks like that's somebody we're going to have to reach out to there, Ben.
Yeah, I'll make that. I'll
Okay.
make that happen too.
I missed
And,
everything.
Of course you did. Stoner.
But I look forward to the time when we can, get together in person, and like we had discussed, possibly in Vegas, and really capitalize on what we're doing here, because we're uniquely meshed together in that we make not only cannabis-themed comic books, but cannabis-themed comic books set in the post-apocalyptic era. So
Right.
it's kind of unique. I don't know anybody else other than you guys, and I enjoy your comic book a lot. I don't have issue 3 yet, and I can't wait to get it. But
Hint,
you guys,
hint.
Look at that. Leo's got his.
Yeah. Just so I actually received it a little while ago, but I've been putting everything. I'm calling it mail jail. So I throw all the mail like in the garage for a couple days, let the virus like dissipate. And
What are you trying to say? Whoa. What are you trying to say?
he's quarantining your comic book.
exactly.
No shit.
Not from you, the mail carrier. You know.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure it wasn't from us.
No, not at all. No.
I mean, we're from Boston, not China. Come on.
Just real quick, if you're interested in following Jeffrey, and why the hell wouldn't you be, there's a bunch of information down below or up above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And I made it real easy. His Facebook page, Cali Chronic Comics Publications, is there's a link right below. Also the 420 comic as well. So if you want to reach out to him, a bunch of people in the chat rooms. I'm going to try to keep an eye on all 4 of them. So
Yeah,
William,
have fun with that.
yeah. Laura Potter says hi. William Pace is in the chat room as well. Sergio, Billy Baird, Angela Bergeron. Over on the Toking DEAD side, we have Wendy Watterson, Ryan Kimball, Zach Calclo. Actually, a bunch of people going on. So sorry if I miss anything. Fico fam, yeah, you need issue 3.
Fico.
Yeah.
Fico man.
There's a lot
One
of people.
thing I love about what you guys do is
I just faded right in.
Yeah, I mentioned this last time I was on here. One of the things I love about what you guys do is, like me, you don't just cater to the cannabis community and the cannabis industry. You branch out and go into the comic book conventions like I do. And like I said last time, it's so much better being the stoner guy at the comic book convention than it is being the comic book guy at the weed convention. Because the weed people are like, oh, that's cool. Is there weed in it? Can I smoke it?
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, my rolling papers, which got hugely popular. People would be like, hey, how come there's not like comic strips on the rolling papers? And I said, because the second you roll them up, you wouldn't fucking see them anymore. What the hell's the point? I mean, that's cute, but very expensive to make. Like, you want a pack of rolling papers that cost $15,
Right.
So, but I think it's neat what you guys are doing. I see that you guys are out there at the comic book conventions and stuff, and we're in a weird position right now. I don't know if you guys are aware. In addition to the world falling apart before our eyes, the comic book world has literally falling apart, man.
It's getting hammered. It's getting hammered.
Yeah, Diamond Distribution is like, forget it. We're not.
Well,
we're not
yeah. I'm gonna say this on air live. I don't really fucking care about Diamond.
No, we don't. We're indies. We're indie people.
right.
That's exactly
we
right.
Don't. and this brings me to my point, Jeff. Is I'm not going to stop printing because nothing beats this. No digital comic is ever going to compare to reading this on the shitter. And we know
True.
our audience, and it's a tangible thing. And I'll tell you what, watching watching Method Man from Method and Red roll a joint or a blunt in this case on one of my comic books was just like one of the coolest things ever. And you can't do that with digital. So
no, you can't.
So we're, I'm positive you guys aren't going to stop printing, and neither am I. So
No.
It might even give us a tiny edge in this, because what a sad state of affairs that now Marvel has been gobbled up by Disney. Disney doesn't care or appreciate the comic book genre. They just care about dollars. And I used to work for Disney. I was an animator, and I used to work for Disney. So, just what a cruel corporation to even consider not putting comic books in people's hands. And DC and Valiant and most of the rest of them are going to follow suit too. So, folks, you're not going to see a lot of comic book titles hitting the shelves like you used to. And consequently, watch comic book stores fall by the wayside.
Yeah,
that's very, very unfortunate too.
Yeah.
I've been following a site called it's a new page. What's it called? Plan C Distribution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen that, Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's all it's the comic book industry. There's been posts from Alterna Comics. Actually, Diamond has even made a post on that page. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that are very upset about how things are going. And there's a shitload of people in there trying to come up with a plan for indie comics to be able to distribute properly to these stores, to keep these stores alive.
Right. Stan Lee would, he would be tripping out if he were still here. And he would be, I'm sure he would be very disappointed in that. And you know what? I was watching Kevin Smith on his podcast, his live podcast, when this news broke, and you could see just the utter shock in Kevin Smith's face. Like he was like, "Are you kidding me? This is real." And not even somebody like Kevin Smith could save this. I would think, there would be a few champions to kind of go, no, we're going to still distribute stuff, but they all just kind of said, yeah, I guess comic books are going to be done then.
Well,
not us. We're indies.
Yeah, well, Alterna actually came out and said that they are all done dealing with Diamond.
Yeah.
They actually said that. That was a post that they made.
And really, this is a great opportunity for someone else to pick up that ball and run with it, because
Diamond got too big.
Yeah.
They got way too big. Little guys like, me and Ben and our little zombie comic, we didn't stand a chance with those guys.
Right. And see, people in our position, we don't print 1 million comics, 50,000 comics. Our runs are limited because, that the scarcity creates the collectability. If you print too much, then they're not really collectible, are they?
Right.
So you got to keep the numbers to where you do sell them out. I mean, I have titles that are sold out, and I have 9 issues out, 9 different comic books out, and 5 titles. And the fact that 3 of my comic books are completely sold out are now collector's items, and it's probably going to be something that we reprint. My business partner from King of Quality Productions wants to reprint some of these and then the collectible aspect even gets better. So, hopefully this kind of stuff will make indie guys like us a little more appreciated out there.
Right.
Well,
right.
yeah, because our only medium, honestly, has been, going out there, getting your face out there, going to the shows, and doing your due diligence.
Hanging out with the Dorkening.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the Dorkening, and that's really been our only outlet, other than, you try and spread the word. Social media helps, but, we want to interact with people face to face.
Well,
right. And I think
you
you guys have found like I have, and something. I mean, I've been a comic book nerd my whole life.
You're just gonna raise your hand, Leo. You're just gonna go.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, sure, come on, jump
just
in,
say,
man.
hey.
No. I was just gonna say, you're talking about outlets, and this rewinds us a little bit. Our local comic book shops.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, us as fans, we need to do what we can to support our local shops, because
Right.
like my pull list is completely bare right now. The owner of the shop delivered all my comics. I paid with PayPal. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look at older runs that I'm missing. I have Batman Year 2 to McFarlane covers going to be coming to me this week. But if you have a local shop, call them up, see if they're delivering, and support them in their time of need. And with Kevin Smith, the Stash, the great thing is they have that other line of business that is the mecca of Kevin Smith fans. Just making the trip there just to see the Stash, and but as a comic book shop, he's hurting as well. So definitely.
Yeah. And interesting you bring up the Stash. I possess and own the set pieces from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. They were given to me by a buddy of mine that was one of the set designers. I have the movies characters from the restaurant.
Oh, nice.
And I've spoken to Kevin about it, and I said, look, I don't want to sell these, and I feel like having them is like I'm holding something that I shouldn't have. I said, I want them to be in your secret stash. I would like them to be on the walls there.
Well,
But
he's
he upped the ante. Yeah, I think you're going to say what I'm thinking.
yeah, he's building a Smod Castle like half an hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kevin and I and Jason have talked about this. I said, look, I'll give them to you. Okay, I'm not going to put these on eBay and sell them or something, or because I probably could sell them for pretty much a lot of money to some real collector, but they belong back to him, I think. And I think especially he's got the restaurant coming up and the themed restaurant and stuff. I would love to have those in there. And I tried to get I was talking to Kevin and Ming Chen and Mike Z about, look, I will give these to you guys. This was when Comic Book Men was on. I said, all I ask is I just want to be on the show for a TV credit. That's it. That's all I'm looking for, is to get, because for a comedian, I need TV credit. So then their show gets canceled, and I'm like, oh boy. So I told Kevin, I just want to give them to you. And I said, and then Jason said, well, you can drop them off at our Smodcast office in LA. I said, dude, I ain't dropping off shit. This is going to be publicity time for me.
Right.
If I give these to you, you're going to take photos, and you're going to make a press conference kind of thing saying, wow, I got these back, and this guy gave them to me. So I'm going to get my piece out of it too.
For those of you that, if you're fans of Kevin Smith and, you haven't had a chance to check out the Stash, it's definitely laid out differently than from what Comic Book Men was. But more importantly is about 30 minutes down the way is the original Quick Stop where Clerks was filmed. And up until recently, right next door was still the video store. It was out of business, but there was still VHS tapes in there. And that's where they're making Smod Castle, is the VHS shop. Yeah, the convenience store is a trip because it hasn't changed since the movie was filmed.
Even though it caught on fire, right? But now it's, if you've seen the movie, the recent one, the reboot, now it's cock smokers. But last time I saw Kevin, I told him, of all the things you've done, Tusk is brilliant. Tusk is not only something I think is a really brilliant horror movie, but definitely his best movie. But the neat thing about Tusk is I showed him this. I was so inspired by Tusk that my main villain is Mr. Tusk. He is he's based on that character.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's in the apocalypse, and when the big one hit, it somewhat turned him back into a man, but he's still got tusks, and he's on a quest to get in a hold of El Duderino, which is the son of the dude Jeffrey Lebowski in the apocalypse. And as you remember in the Big Lebowski, there's a scene where the dude is floating in the air holding onto a bowling ball, following Maud Lebowski on a magic carpet, and the rug is integral to the comic book, because if that carpet is actually magic, that means magic is real. And if magic is real, then Tusk can be turned back into a human, and that's kind of the scenario in my book.
Sorry, the cat's trying to eat my headphone cord.
I saw you provoking him, Jeff.
Yeah, oh yeah. I like to provoke pussy.
And the neat thing is too, I'm utilizing this time to amp up my writing of my animated series. We're doing working on an animated series based on this, and hopefully that's going to see the light of day by the beginning of next year, if there is a beginning of next year.
Right.
But none of us can make plans solidly. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, that's the hard part. That's what really sucks.
It does.
Well, yeah, you can make plans. You can be like, well, I'm going to get up. I'm going to take a shower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to plop my ass on the couch. I might walk out in the yard.
Don't look at social network before you decide to take a shower, or that shower will probably be delayed a little bit.
Probably, right?
I plan to go to more conventions this year, and through my work, I pre-bought some extra vacation time. So it's I'm stuck here working at home, which I'm very thankful that I'm able to, but I'm sitting on a ton of vacation time that I need to take.
That's
well,
crazy.
Unfortunately, what's going to happen is that like you were saying, Jeff, we're in a lot of different industries, the cannabis, and we do the Comic Cons. We also do horror conventions.
Right.
We do some music conventions,
Mm-hmm.
and we had 17, 19 shows booked.
Yeah, we had 19 shows booked.
And what's going to happen? It's already starting to happen. Our fall is already full.
Yeah.
But things are going to get
if there is a fall.
Right. But if things are already starting to get rescheduled, and we're going to overlap big time.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. Everybody, when 420 was canceled, everyone's like, well, we're switching the date to 710, and then 5 events all pancaked on top of each other.
Right. Yep.
But fortunately, they realized that might not work too, so they've been moved to October. So
yeah.
But I was gonna. There was this month was supposed to be Days of the Dead out here in Vegas at
right.
Which I was really looking forward to, because that's right in the midst of our genre. And another event that I've been to before is called Wasteland Weekend. Wasteland Weekend is a Mad Max Renaissance fair. It's really amazing.
Well, that sounds fun.
Wow, did you see Leo's eyes bugged out?
Well, let me formally, we'll see how it goes, but if the end of September they still have Wasteland Weekend, we should try to meet up there, because Wasteland Weekend was definitely a big part of me creating this comic book. I went there for research and stuff, and it's pretty neat. It's a mock barter town in California City, California, and it's 5 days long, and
wow.
they've got They've got a Thunderdome in there.
Oh, wow.
They strictly enforce post-apocalyptic attire. Like if you're wearing a T-shirt and jeans, they will come up and talk to you and say you've got to get into the game, or you're really not going to be welcome here. I mean, they want everybody to really look like it's the apocalypse, and it really does something to your mind. I mean, because everybody's camped out there, and you kind of feel like it's the middle of the desert, so it does feel very post-apocalyptic.
Nice.
And I used to do Burning Man for years.
We got a bunch of people watching.
Yeah, I used to do Burning Man for 12 years, and I was a volunteer for 8. So,
wow.
My post-apocalyptic training is on point because I used to live in the middle of the Nevada desert for 7 to 13 days with now it's up to like 100,000 people, but they canceled that this year, which is surprising that it's I think 26 years that it's been going on.
Wow.
So things are getting canceled left and right, and we're all in this limbo state, the state of limbo. But hopefully, people are utilizing this time to appreciate how good the freedom they had was.
True.
Yeah.
Because we were like I hear people saying how bored they are, and I've never been bored a moment in my life, but I'm certainly restricted from doing all the things I like. I'm sitting here looking at the Vegas Strip, and it's like a ghost town. I mean, who'd ever thought that could even happen, right? I mean,
right.
Of all places, you might think, some places would kind of level off, but Vegas is like 24 hours nonstop, and it stopped. The merry-go-round stopped.
Well, it's the city that never sleeps.
Yeah,
but apparently it can close.
It can close, and the crazy thing is, I've said this jokingly, but I somewhat mean it. Last year, MGM Grand fired 250 employees, and they replaced their bartenders with robots. And that's real. There's a robot bar out here too. I have a feeling when people go back to the Strip, they're going to go, wait, I can't wait to get back to work. And they're going to find out that robots have replaced their jobs, which would be kind of scary.
Yeah, it would be scary. I don't know if that's a step in the right direction.
Oh, I don't think it's a step in the right direction, but just think of it, Jeff. They could easily explain it away and say, well, for health reasons, and we really can't, we've lost so much money, being down, that we just thought it would be best if we implement. Because if you look at a city like Dubai, which is a huge city, Dubai has not only robot police and drones, they have cops that ride around on hovercraft motorcycles in the air and stuff. So technology is creeping into our big cities and pushing us out of the way. And that's very futuristic now,
Yep.
Like Ben, we were talking about Philip K. Dick's Man in the High Tower. And, a lot of these great sci-fi writers like Philip K. Dick and Ray Bradbury and Richard Matheson, the guy who wrote I Am Legend, they, in the 50s, they saw some of these weird things happening. I mean, they made a logical conclusion that society would go into these grooves, and lo and behold, they're happening. I lost my headset.
Actually, I'm going to step aside for a second while Ben gets set up. I wanted to just remind you that every show is brought to you by Deadly Grounds Coffee. And, like we said earlier, now more than ever, we need to support our local businesses. Deadly Grounds Coffee is a local roaster here in Connecticut. Makes absolutely the best damn coffee you'll ever drink. Death by Chocolate is my favorite. They also have a chocolate raspberry, which is to die for. But it's not overly caffeinated. It's just nice and smooth. No acidic aftertaste. It's just amazing. I've stopped drinking all other coffee. This is the only thing I drink. But here is a zombie talking about coffee.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting. Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting. Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly.
Oh, so. Wow. You can hear me all right now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And
Yeah,
yeah, I just
ahead.
no, never mind.
yeah, you're running zombies.
Yeah, I'm running zombies. I thought I was back, but I wasn't. It's my drink hit me pretty hard.
You run it twice?
I ran it twice. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. It was supposed to automatically switch over, but it didn't. But we're back.
Oh.
So you people enjoyed that so much, we figured we'd show it to you twice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Michelle just sent me a message. She said 3 times for the commercial, guys. What happened? What happened is my mic, headset, and basically everything that I'm running on my side fucking melted. Just stopped working. It was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We're done.
And the one problem is when somebody hops out, that messes up all the cameras. So it's a bunch of work to try to fix it. So we ran the ad, and it was supposed to be only once, and I was talking over it, but my rum and coke was a bit strong this afternoon.
Welcome to the fucking show, folks. Well, that makes up for like the other 2 shows where you didn't run the ad.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know you did that on purpose. You had to make up some ground.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to make up some deadly grounds.
Yeah, I know.
I called them up.
I bought
one more Death by Chocolate for you.
I bought 13 bags in my last order.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah.
Where the hell? Were we on a show?
What's that? Oh, no.
Oh.
When like all hell broke loose, I
Yes.
wanted to do what I could to support my local business person. So I
think you said that to us when we were on that horror show.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
And that you got a bonus and spent it all.
Oh, yeah. I didn't spend it all. The rest went toward bills, but yeah, it's yeah, good.
Okay,
good.
we're back.
We're back.
All right, so Jeffrey,
Yes.
what do you got? What do you got going on, man?
Well,
What do you got planned for the future?
oh man,
You got to still be making plans. You know what I mean? We may be like
of
hogtied
course.
and fucking locked up, but
Well, I can tell you some good things have happened since in this pandemic. I contacted my buddy George Lopez. George Lopez is the guy that told me in 2003 that I should be a pot comic. I met George in 1993 when I was a singer in a rock band, and I used to see him at the supermarket. And so I took the opportunity, since the world could be ending. I said, George, I have one goal when I get out of this, and that is to perform with George Lopez. And he said, deal. So I'm holding them to that. So hopefully when I get out of this, I'll be performing with George Lopez. And I did a podcast with the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in Ventura, California the other day. And they had a game show, and I won a paid week at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in Ventura. So if we get out of this, I'm racking up some gigs.
Nice.
But Jeff asked me if I had some comedy. You guys, I have some very topical pandemic quarantine comedy for you guys. I've changed my name because of this. I'm no longer going to be the 420 comic. I'm going to start calling myself non-essential comic. Non-essential comic. And I'm okay with this turning into an apocalypse, because the apocalypse has always been my retirement plan. I figure it's the only way that everybody's going to be as broke as I am. Right? In
Pretty
the
much.
apocalypse, yeah. Now like, hey, all these people losing money. Well, welcome to my fucking world, right?
right.
And hey, by the way, that's not your car; it's our car. Now get out. I've learned some things though about my Facebook friends. I know a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there. I mean, just like their ideas of what's going on just like cracks me up. But we will think back on this day and age as the great toilet paper wars, right? And it was ridiculous. I went to the supermarket. I'm going down the supermarket, and there's no toilet paper on one side, right? The other side is filled with napkins. What the hell is wrong with people? Hey, when the apocalypse comes, I'm going to take my T-shirt off and wipe my ass with it. I'm going to do whatever it takes, right? These people don't think like we do. We're apocalyptic people.
Right?
Everyone's getting hand sanitizer. When the apocalypse comes, I won't need hand sanitizer. I'll just stick my hand underneath my underarms and wipe the blood off like that, right? Social distancing is not that hard for me because I was a latchkey kid. They left me alone a lot. And I don't have that many friends anyways, so not that many people like me. So being alone is not that hard for me. I can say one thing about this pandemic. This was the wrong time for my stalker to fuck with me. I got a lot of free time. I can do all kinds of shit, And it's weird when you're going out shopping now. Everybody's wearing masks and stuff. Like I grew up in LA, right? And back in the 90s, we had gang wars there between the Bloods and the Crips. And the Bloods would wear red bandanas over their face, and the Crips would wear blue bandanas over their face. At that time, they called them criminals. Now we call them citizens.
Yeah.
You have to wear a mask. You're not allowed to not wear a mask. And, when I go to the store, everybody's on edge. People get nervous if I cough in public. So now I don't bring my bong to Walmart anymore. And I want to give a little a shout out to the homeless people of Las Vegas. It's a tough time for the homeless people, but I just want to remind them at this time, right down the road from me is a beautiful brand new Raiders Allegiant Stadium waiting for you. So it's empty, guys. Jump in. There's a lot of room in there. We're making the Raiders Stadium there. And America's going to have to change some of our slogans. Everything's changing. I mean, we've already determined this is not going to be the same kind of world when we come out. So we're going to be changing some of our slogans, like "God bless America" is now going to be "Sorry, we're closed." Yep. And we used to have things like "Stars and Stripes Forever." That's going to be masks and gloves forever now. And America's favorite pastime used to be baseball. Now it's going to be looting.
looting for toilet paper, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and you know what? People are getting, like I said, people are getting on edge. I saw some old lady at the store. She was hoarding toilet paper, had her whole shopping cart full. So, naturally, I followed her home.
My wife doesn't look at me funny when I put on the rubber gloves anymore.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Wow, that candy bar's kicking in.
I think it's the surgical gown that scares her, though. I mean, is it necessary to wear the surgical gown and the mask?
Oh, no. No, I'm homebound, man. I wear Daisy Dukes.
You wear Daisy Dukes.
That's not an image we want. That's like going to Comic-Con and seeing that image that you can't get out of your head.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, those you can't unsee.
Yeah, whatever you do, Jeff, don't stand up.
In the weed world, I don't know if you guys heard this, but the NFL announced that they are not going to fire pro football players for using marijuana. Unfortunately, there's no more NFL.
Right.
So that's over. The band, everybody's doing these streaming things like we're doing. You guys were already doing it before this, but everybody's really capitalizing on that. The band Nickelback, they want to do their part, so they're going to make a streaming live concert here. And the neatest thing is about the Nickelback concert is for every viewer, you get a Nickelback. They pay you to watch them because no one wants to pay to watch Nickelback, I don't think.
Go ahead, Leo.
Oh,
No, I got him in my playlist, so I'm one of the bad ones.
And
so am I, though. I have nothing against him.
What's crazy is a lot of people are having a hard time with being sequestered in their homes and stuff, and it's getting emotionally taxing. Whenever I get suicidal, I just remind myself, oh, no wonder I'm Swedish.
Jeez.
Yeah, right. But and I don't know. I was talking about this off camera, but I'll remind you guys. Get ready, and every day we're expecting another crazy announcement that's going to scare the shit out of us. Get ready for the president. He's going to be making the biggest announcement of all. That's right. I'm going to go ahead because of the pandemic. We're going to have to postpone the elections until 2024. We'll get right back to it right after that. So that would be crazy. He could be president for 12 years. That would be bizarre.
2024. That would give an 8.
Yeah. But see, he's going to be, but if he's president in 2024, he'll get another 4 years from there till 2028. Yeah, man, a lot of crazy stuff. I miss the stage because there's, the performing in my living room is not quite the same.
Yeah.
No, you actually have to keep your clothes on.
Yeah. But there a lot of the concerts that you guys were talking about, South by Southwest got canceled. Pearl Jam canceled their tour. Rage Against the Machine was supposed to come back, but there's one concert that is going to go on. That's right. It's coming up. It's coming up next month. It's going to be a great concert. It's the concert for coronavirus, starring Pandemic, COVID-19, Panda Flu, Bat Soup, all playing together on the same stage. It's going to be Saturday, May 1st at the Friday, May 1st at the emergency room. We'll be at the emergency room.
Proper attire required.
Yeah, TV shows. I feel like right now, I feel like Seth Meyers or like fucking Jimmy Fallon, like doing a late night set in my in my living room. It's weird to watch. You know, I think we're getting to see too much of our favorite celebrities now. Like now we're in their homes watching them. This is kind of weird,
right?
And but TV shows are going to be.
What we need is the little the laughing cue.
Right.
So when he says something, you just push the laughing cue like they do in the studio audience, you know?
Yeah. And that would actually make me feel like I'm funny.
Well, no. What we need is the crack of a stick.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. I might have it. Hold on. Nope. Sorry, wrong button. No. There we go.
That would have been perfect right after the Nickelback joke.
I'm not known for my timing. Just
not with a rum and coke.
Did you guys
That's what
see
your
that
wife said.
It's so much. They closed Disneyland, you guys. They closed Disneyland. Yeah, it turns out Sneezy had the coronavirus.
Yeah, Doc couldn't help him.
I know. Doc didn't even he didn't even recognize it. What the hell's going on? TV shows, they're gonna have to change TV shows when we get back. TV shows will not be the same. Here's some new shows that are coming back. The Masked Everything. Yeah, they're gonna have one called Dancing with the SARS. Here's another new show. So You Think You Can Distance. And this one's for us older guys. We might remember this reboot. This one's going to be called Love Apocalypse Style. So, yeah,
wow.
Yeah, I miss. I do celebrity impressions, man, and I miss doing those. You know, and one of the things, technology is getting so weird. We're now practically, you know, glued to our phones like we haven't been before. I mean, if you thought we were, you know, relying on our phones before, we're totally reliant. And the neat thing is, now you can, you know, get your favorite celebrity to replace that standard Siri voice that we're so used to. You know, could you imagine if Ozzy Osbourne was the voice of your Alexa? You'd be like, Ozzy, what's the capital of Uruguay? Hey, look, man, I fucking told you guys before, man. I don't know, you guys. Let me get my fucking supervisor for you one second. We're going round and round on a fucking crazy train, man. Let me get my supervisor. Sharon! You know, my favorite celebrity of all time, I've mentioned Ice-T, I think is the coolest guy. Yes. I've been fortunate to know Ice-T since 1991, and I think it would be great if I could get Ice-T to replace the voice on my Siri navigational system in my car. Like, that'd be great. You'd be like, Ice, where's the nearest donut shop? All right, get in your goddamn car. Go about 200 yards. On the right, you're going to see a prostitute. Don't even talk to that bitch because she owe me money. Take a left. Go about another 200 yards. On the right, you're going to see some sucker selling watches. Don't buy them shit because them shit's stolen. Your destination's on the right. I know you killed that little girl. And
that was really good, actually.
Oh man,
that was really good.
Thank you. I did my Ice-T impression in front of Ice-T, and he didn't beat me up. That was awesome.
Right. Not yet. You made the list though. That's all.
Well, the great thing was Coco was laughing, and she said, "He sounds just like you, Ice." So you know, that was my reprieve. But one of my other favorite celebrities is Matthew McConaughey, and I always thought, you know, wouldn't that be cool if you had an alarm clock for stoners that woke you up with Matthew McConaughey's voice? Every morning, it'd be like, all right, rum tum tugger nuts, wakey bakey eggs and bakey, man. It's a great fucking day, man. You got to get out of bed. You're a fucking rock star, man. You're not some ass clown in a green room. Look, the sun is high in the sky, and so am I. So I want you to say it with me now. You make me happy. And the snooze alarm would be just keep living. Just keep living. Just keep living. So yeah, man, I'm just trying to keep busy. I'm thinking of starting a rock band, you guys. I used to be a rock singer for years, and I'm thinking about getting back into it. Got the perfect name. I know we'd be a huge hit. I'm going to call us the Ventilators because everybody will want us. So,
Oh man.
That's
Well,
wrong.
yeah. How do you do a show? The Ventilators Unplugged.
oh, dude, that is great. That is
Welcome
hilarious.
to the Jeffrey and Jeffrey show. Fucking
Yeah.
me and Leo are just sitting here, just laughing, shaking our
Oh, just
heads,
loving
man.
it. Yeah.
And I just keep changing my backdrop to fuck with Leo because these two just keep going.
God, you know, did I pick the wrong time to quit drinking or what? You know, I mean, which sucks for me because I'm Irish. You know, everybody's out there enjoying cocktails and stuff. Best I could do, you know, like St. Patrick's Day, right? We were supposed to have a great St. Pat. Best I could do is a Shamrock Shake. But you know what? Last year I got crazy, took my Shamrock Shake home, and I just put one little drop of LSD in there. It was magically delicious. Here's a good question. You ever been so drunk you peed in someone else's pants? Right here. That's why I quit drinking.
I am not even going to ask how that's possible.
Oh fuck. Oh, my chest.
It's
You
no
okay there,
wonder
Ben?
I'm a stoner. It's no wonder I'm a stoner. Look at the stuff we grew up with, you guys, when we were kids. I blame the cartoons we used to watch and stuff, like the TV shows. You guys remember HR Puffin stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You ever really listen to the theme song to that? HR Puffin stuff. Who's your friend when things get rough? HR Puffin stuff. You can't do a little because you can't do enough.
Yep.
That's our lifestyle right there. And what does HR mean? HR, I figured it out. Hand rolled. You're not going to be puffing stuff unless it's hand rolled. That kid Jimmy with his talking flute, I got news for you, kid. That's your bong. Put it down, son. Put it down.
Well, I hate to tell you where that flute has been.
Yeah, really. It didn't used to be gold, right? But you know, I blame Scooby and Shaggy too. My two favorite guys. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? That's no mystery. They're in the mystery machine getting high again, right?
Right.
They had
Well,
all the symptoms. They were
his Scooby
paranoid.
snacks were just edibles.
Right. They were paranoid. They were seeing hallucinations, and they constantly had the munchies. Right. Besides, guys, it's not Scooby Doo. It's Scooby Dooby Doo. I was paying attention for people
Yes.
like you. Who else but a stoner would come up with the word zoinks? Right? And don't get me started on the other cartoon. Don't get me started on Speedy Gonzalez. Right? He was on drugs.
Yeah.
And his cousin Slowpoke Rodriguez. Come on. That guy was a stoner. And how about the Underdog when we were a kid? Underdog used to have that secret energy pill, right? He would take that secret energy pill and become a humble, lovable shoeshine boy, would become Underdog. I took that secret energy pill once. My penis was hard for 4 days. I had to see it. Not good. It's the fairy tales too. The fairy tales that they taught us as kids. Those were screwed up, right? Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. Whoa! I don't even know those dudes. 2 dudes too many. Hold on. How about you know, Jack and Jill? They taught us these violent little. You know, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down, broke his crown. Jill came tumbling after. So wait, 2 kids are thirsty and they end up with concussions? What the fuck's going on there? You know, Goldilocks and the 3 bears, right? There's a messed up story. Anybody ever heard the term breaking and entering?
Yeah.
Who is that little girl? Right? And how about Mama Bear? She's got to be the worst example of a mother in fairy tale land. You know, this porridge is too hot. This porridge is too cold. This porridge is just right. Let's take a walk. That's no solution. You know what? When you take porridge that's too hot and you take porridge that's too cold and you mix it together, you know what you get? Just fucking right, you dumb bitch.
Wow.
So
Michelle in the chat room responded, "Lovely."
Lovely.
Oh, she said that's my wife, by the way, Jeffrey. She actually sent me a text message a minute ago. She goes, "Is this dude fucking high?" LOL.
always, come on.
Well,
I'm the
yeah.
420 comic.
The 420 comic.
420 is my middle name. I have to use it, you know.
Yeah, I threw her under the bus because she sent that privately.
But yeah, obviously I'm missing the stage, guys. This is, you know,
He froze.
I'm going away. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I promise I won't.
We won't play the commercial again.
No.
It's like, I promise I won't play the
Yeah. I'll just make sure I got the mouse ready, and we'll fix it. I'll just have to keep an eye out when he comes back in the room.
Yeah, I think that would have been his battery.
Oh yeah, that might not be good.
No. Well, no, he'll just have to unplug the headphones.
Yeah.
Well, why doesn't the dumbass just have a backup battery plugged into the fucking thing?
You'll have to ask him when he comes back.
Oh,
Well-
I'm gonna.
Well, so if it's an Apple device, I think it's actually we just lost him. I think it's the same plug, it's the same jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to use a dongle.
A dongle?
A dongle.
Oh yeah, you're right. On the new phones, it would be.
Yeah.
That fun dongle?
Yeah, dongle.
So, anyways, while we
Yeah.
wait for Mr. Peterson to come back, we've lined up some other shows as well. So we've talked to Leo as now you see we're on in the off week.
Yep.
We're gonna try to run every Wednesday night now, at least during the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll go back to the every 2 weeks if once the shows start back up. But yeah, so
who's coming on next week?
next week we have Roger Cabler.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, Roger Cabler. Check him out. Google him. I'm not even going to tell you. If you like Robin Williams, you like comedy, Google the guy.
That's
Leo-
Kabler.
Yep. Leo was excited about that one.
Oh yeah, I didn't know who he was until I ran into him at a convention and just saw what he was doing. It's just his Robin Williams is just spot on. You know, it's just
Oh my God.
Oh,
yeah.
you swear Robin just jumped into him.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we've been watching some Robin Williams movies recently. I got a bunch of them on my Plex server, and it's even like his old what's that?
What's your favorite Robin Williams Williams movie?
You're gonna laugh at me.
I probably will, but that's okay.
Popeye.
Wow. Why would I?
Okay.
I literally just watched that 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually I actually really like that one, but I think my favorite's Good Morning Vietnam.
Well, Popeye has a special place in my heart. It was like it was the first movie I saw at the theater, and when I was younger, I thought my dad was like Popeye, because he looked like Popeye, he sounded like Popeye, and yeah, I
ate his spinach.
Yeah, I was a special child. But yeah, it's
He was special.
Yeah, I was special indeed.
So we get you back there, Jeffrey?
Here I am, man.
He's
Can you guys
back.
hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I had to take my headphones off because my battery died. But well, at least I left on a high note, right?
Right.
'Cause I was definitely high. But yeah, man, I missed the stage. I perform out here on the Vegas Strip, almost nightly, probably 4 nights a week, and I miss my tourists. They're so fun to play with because I'm in such a great position because people come from all over the world. They see me, and then they take it back to where they live, and if I was even a tiny part of their good time, that means a lot to me. If they say,
Right.
"Oh yeah, we went to a buffet, we did the roller coaster, we gambled, and then there was this comedian, he was fucking funny," and if I'm even part of that, That's all my goal is. So,
Right.
yeah.
He's all, yeah.
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 Yep.
But
I
it's
asked my
weird. I
wife
do.
that once. Am I part of your good time?
Oh yeah.
That was not her response.
No.
But I was gonna say, I love performing in front of comedy audiences, but I do a lot of weed festivals and stuff. Stoners are the toughest fucking audience in the world because they take everything too literally. Like generally, you guys are old school, so you'd laugh at shit. But stoners, especially younger ones, they like think everything out that I say. They're like, yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Yeah. Instead of laughing, I'm like, the proper response is like, just listen and then fucking laugh, you weirdo. But
have you thought about maybe the fact is they just don't get it?
A lot of times they don't, Jeff. It's so funny. I've had friends of mine come up to me and go, like 2 years later, go, you know that one joke you tell? I finally got it, dude. That's hilarious. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? A lot of times too, I throw out pop culture references. I'm 52. We determined around the same age. So I will make a reference to something in the 70s or the 80s, and they won't even know what the hell I'm talking about at all. There's no, like when we grew up, we had a kind of a reverence for the 60s, right? We loved the 60s, right? In the 80s, we thought the 60s were cool, like Jim Morrison and everything, right?
Yeah.
But and Hendrix and all that. But the kids today, they don't see behind them at all. They don't really notice that. So, and a lot of times I'll be doing comedy at one of these festivals in between, famous bands like I went between Bone Thugs and Harmony and Cottonmouth Kings. Wow. And I'll go out there and the fans will be waiting to see the next band, and I'm up there telling pot jokes, and I'll be like, dude, like, what are you doing, bro? They don't understand what I'm like. I'm actually supposed to be here doing this. So, so it can be a tough audience, but I definitely love it, man. I miss doing comedy, but I instill a lot of humor into my comic books, so I use that as a medium.
Yeah, we kind of went the route of Laurel and Hardy meet the Three Stooges and us.
Yeah,
mixed with some South Park and a little Beavis and Butthead.
Right.
No, your guys' stuff is cool, man. The characters are likable, and you get.
Thank you.
Well, and they're caricatures of you guys. So, but you get the impression that, in spite of the fact that they're in this dire situation with these fucking zombies, that they're going to make the most of it while it's happening,
Right. Yep, they're going to have fun with it.
Yeah.
And try and help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they're going to share their weed just a little.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the constants in both of our comic books is I can handle an apocalypse, but I can't handle an apocalypse without weed. So
right.
That would be, and same with this doggone pandemic. I mean, I really think that the people that the cannabis users are able to put this a little bit more in perspective, because you get uptight about this and you remind yourself, okay, I just need to smoke some weed. I just need to smoke some weed and watch something and just get my mind off of this. And I've said this before, and I truly mean it, because cannabis is a natural expectorant. I mean, the neat thing is they used to use cannabis to make like Formula 44D, and it used to be the #1 medicine for asthma. So with the symptoms of COVID-19 being a dry cough and breathing problems, I think stoners are in a kind of advantage situation because we have productive coughs. When we cough shit up, you know. We do, and it's a natural lung cleaner. It really is. So they've tried to put out stuff recently that said smoking cannabis can exacerbate the symptoms of, like, you know what? Then I'll fucking die. How's that?
Right.
I'm gonna die high, or I'm not gonna live. Because cannabis has saved my life many, many a times. You know?
Real quick, Leo, do you have a hard stop tonight?
I do, yes.
All right, so we got to wrap this up.
All right, guys.
About 5 minutes or now?
Yeah. No, I have about 20 minutes before I gotta set
All
up
right,
for the
so
next
about
show.
5 minutes, we'll wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Yeah.
Leo, I just want to say it's super nice meeting you.
Same here.
A fellow Connecticut Yankee like me. I'm from Manchester. To the still token folks out there listening, I'm a New Englander, so you know, you guys. According to my grandmother, a Mayflower New Englander, so that's kind of weird. But
Wow.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, Jeffrey. It was an absolute blast this evening.
We had a bunch of people in the chat tonight, just saying, you know, hi, and I didn't really catch a lot of questions, but Red Blazer actually is in the chat, and he said hi to everybody.
Hey, Red. This is a perfect time for you and I to mend a fence, buddy.
Right?
You know, I love you and Teresa. I love you guys. You know, you're good people. Like, you know what's been great about this? I have mended some really broken fences over this time period. You know, honestly, I've had friends of mine call me that I thought we were, you know, we had broken our ties. And the craziest thing is my ex-wife, who I hadn't talked to in 8 years, contacted me. And the refreshing thing was she told me she was totally wrong. It was great.
Well,
But she still wants her alimony.
you're gonna have to teach me how you did that, because I've been breaking fences.
No, you haven't been breaking fences. You like got in the car and drove through the fucking fence.
Nice.
And then turned around and drove down the entire length of it and just took it out. But it was okay. It was well
Did you
deserved.
really do that?
It was
Did that
well
really
fucking
happen?
deserved. Yeah. It was
Oh
well
my
deserved.
I'll never
let's-
say.
No, he'll never say.
I just want to put something out there to you guys, because I know you're based in Massachusetts, and I love Massachusetts. All of New England is a big part of my life, but I did spend a lot of time in Mass, and I want to say this on a kind of a serious note. You know, we're getting a lot of misinformation about what we're going through, what's really happening. You know, we're all, you know, there's a Hindu saying that from a Hindu poem, we're all blind men touching different parts of the same elephant. We don't know what's going on. We all think we do, but we don't. Which makes us all partially right and all totally wrong. So one bit of information I want to impart to you folks in Massachusetts in particular is there is a campaign right now called Fire Fauci. Anthony Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci does not have your best interest in mind, folks. He is not. He is paid by the CDC and the World Health Organization and a lot of other corporate entities and big pharma. He's not trying to find a way to help you, or he would be telling you about taking vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin C, and vitamin A. You know who's telling you that? What's that?
And weed.
And weed, exactly. You know who is telling you that? Your own Dr. Shiva, who is running for Senate in Massachusetts. I am not a political guy in any way, but I'll tell you what, Dr. Shiva is a very important element to getting the truth. He is dispelling the myths about coronavirus and the lies you've been told. So do yourself a favor. Go to Shiva for Senate. He's running for Senate in Massachusetts. I don't live in Massachusetts, but I'm going to support this guy. And he also has something on his page called Fire Fauci. We need to know, you guys need to, don't be deceived by what's going on here. This is, yes, there is something making people sick and killing people, but it's not exactly what they say. I don't know if anybody caught Governor Cuomo from New York. When you're an actor or when you're acting, you sometimes flub your lines. You can see for yourself, there's a video where yesterday, Governor Cuomo referred to this situation as a practice drill.
Yes, I heard that
Sink
actually.
in. Let that fucking sink in, okay? Because the State Department has already made a mistake and called this the Chinese virus experiment. And we already know about Plan 201, which was a planned pandemic to test the waters to see what would happen in society. So keep your eyes sharp. This is not a time to fall asleep. This is a time to be aware of what's going on in your country. And, people have labeled me a Bernie bro. They've called me a Trumper. They've called me an asshole. And they tried to insult me by calling me a conspiracy theorist. Conspiracy theorist is a term that was coined by the CIA to shut people up who were talking about the JFK conspiracy, the JFK assassination. And don't let people put you down. I'm not any of those things. You know what I am? I'm a truther because I want to know the truth. And I'm not going to go out of this world being duped. So for you folks in Massachusetts, check out Dr. Shiva. This isn't a political endorsement. This is something to really help you be fully aware from a medical perspective what is taking place right now. So check it out.
Thank you.
That would have been a great spot to play the X-Files theme.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd throw that out there. We got a bunch of people in the chat.
You're the smoking man.
Right? A bunch of people out there saying hello. Haley, Joanna, Wendy, Michelle, Mark, Denise. So I just wanted to shout out to them real quick.
Awesome.
Sorry, Leo, I didn't mean to do your job again.
No. I was looking for questions, so it's
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. There was a few, but nothing that was pertinent, really. Just it was more or less, is that guy fucking high? And it was like, yeah. Hence the 420 comic.
Yeah.
If I'm not high, we got a serious problem.
And we're gonna try and get you out here.
That would be amazing. I would love that.
Yeah, we got to get you out here.
What you folks watching don't realize is we've been cultivating a friendship here over the social medias, and really this has been an opportunity for us to kind of get to hang out more. Right. So,
well, you said you wanted to get personal.
Exactly. Up close and personal.
See,
but you were planning on being out here in June, right, Jeff?
It's still on. It hasn't been canceled yet.
Okay. Well, if it goes through, man, we're definitely gonna hang out. We're gonna build on this because like minds need to stick together, and I really admire what you guys are doing, man. You guys have done a lot in a short time. I am a fan of your comic book and of you two guys. But you. Also, you guys have shown me a lot of things that I'm inspired by because, I don't have 19 dates set up at comic book conventions.
Well, you were an inspiration to us way back at the beginning. And then I got those fucking rolling papers, and I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Really? Who is this fucking dude?
And I rolled them. I used them. I was like, yeah.
So
I saved the cover, though.
I was saying I have to make new ones. Todd Holland Customs makes them. Todd Holland from Grandma's Boy and the Water Boy, Greg Meany. He's a great guy. And they're all sold out. I sold out 5,000 of them. So Willie Nelson, I've got some more coming. Don't worry. But the crazy thing was, Yeah, my first 5,000 got confiscated by U.S. Customs in Denver. They called them drug paraphernalia. So
Yeah.
I felt like I earned my stripes with my drug paraphernalia rolling papers. So.
All right. So on that note,
Yeah, just real quick, Greystone Gardens on the YouTube is asking, is this really live? And I think we answered your question. So is this live or is this Memorex? I don't know.
We're zombies. Haven't you figured that out? We are zombies.
It's live,
we are the
man.
undead.
It's live. YouTube
broadcast
actually
is live. We're
allowing
not.
things to go through again.
Yeah, totally.
Ye fucking ha. Thank you.
I had to delete it and then rebuild it. So it was fun. Yeah.
Well, you guys are awesome. Thanks for having me on. You made my hump day better than it would have been. So I appreciate that. And
Well, we appreciate you coming on, man.
keep doing
Absolutely.
great stuff, dudes. And
Yeah.
I'll see you again soon on here.
Totally.
Yep, absolutely.
So
See you on the airwaves.
what we'll do is to follow Jeffrey, follow the links down below or up above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. Jeffrey, where do you like interacting with your fans?
I like interacting with my fans on Instagram and Facebook. You could look me up on Facebook and say hello. I have a fan page as well as my Jeffrey Peterson page, but I do respond to everybody that writes me, and I'm adding all kinds of comedy content and stuff every day. I have a page called The Art of Jeffrey Peterson, where I've been adding my sci-fi short stories that I've written, and these are stories I wrote 25 years ago, and now I'm finally releasing them. And this pandemic has inspired me to make audiobooks. So look forward to that, guys. I'll be coming out with audiobooks of my short stories.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and as always, this show is brought to you by the Dorkening Podcast Network. So if you head on over to thedorkening.com, you'll find a bunch of information about the shows. We're over 20 shows on the network now. A lot of awesome stuff going on. We have a great Facebook group, a lot of great discussion there. And Ben and Jeff, why don't you take us away?
I like to be followed on Facebook and from behind. I like to be followed from behind.
It was like, duh. Oh wait, that's me.
You can follow us on Twitter, the Dead Token One, whatever the fuck it is on Twitter.
The Toking is Twitter. Instagram for Toking Dead One on
Token Dead One on Instagram. See, I do Facebook. I don't do that other shit. You want to get in touch with me? Go to Facebook. Until our website is built, just go to Facebook. Because like I said, I like to follow behind.
Oh man.
And Ben, why don't you lead us out like you usually do?
So as Jeff said, we're on all social media platforms, including TikTok now. YouTube, blah blah blah. Leo, congratulations for remembering to plug yourself tonight.
Oh, thank you.
We want to thank Jeff Peterson. We want to thank all of you. But like we say every episode, we'd like to take a moment and thank all our first responders and our veterans for doing what you do every day, so people like us up here can do what we do every day. And in the midst of this pandemic, we want to thank everybody out there on the front lines, all our nurses and doctors and healthcare professionals that are trying to keep you safe. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Be safe.
Be safe.
See you later.
Your book of lies will buy you a mild acceptance. My free mind will keep me from under your spell. And when we die, you'll be another angel in heaven, but me, I'll be a fucking legend in hell.